Okay, we will start. In the previous lecture, we have discussed about the design of rigid flange coupling and we have solved a problem on that. In this lecture, I am going to discuss about the design of flexible flange coupling. In that, we are going to focus on the bushpin type coupling. So first we'll see the design procedure, then we'll move into the problem. So the design of flexible flange coupling has four parts. First one is the design of shaft, then the design of hub and flange, then the third one is design of key, the fourth one is design of bolt. So the design of shaft, hub and flange and key is common for both rigid and flexible coupling. The design of bolt for flexible flange coupling is going to vary. Okay, so this is the flexible coupling. So here D is the shaft diameter, D1 is the hub diameter just like the rigid coupling, and D2 is the pitch circle diameter of the bolt, and D3 is the outer diameter. Then TF is the flange thickness and TP is the protected flange thickness just like the rigid flange coupling. Okay, so here the only difference is you can see a bush here. Okay, so the bush is the bolt is surrounded by a bush, so this bush will give some flexible moment to the coupling. Okay, so here you can see that the black color bush. So the diameter of the bolt is dB and the diameter of the bush is d bush. So because of the bush, the bolt is subjected to both shear and bending moment. So previously in the rigid coupling, the bolt is subjected to only shear stress. But because of the bush and the gap provided in between the two couplings, two flanges, the bolt is subjected to both shear and bending stress. So we have to calculate the combined stress to design this bolt. So we'll move into the procedure. If the material of the bearing is not given, then we can assume mild steel for keys, bolt and the shaft. And we know that the safe tensile stress for mild steel is 90 Newton per mm square, and in case of shear it is 40 Newton per mm square. And let us assume that the hub is made of cast iron, and for cast iron the shear stress, the allowable shear stress value is 15 Newton per mm square. So the first step is calculation of shaft diameter. So in the problem they will give the power and the speed values. We know that mt is equal to 60p divided by 2 pi n. So here I have multiplied a service factor ks value. Okay, so if in the problem ks value is given, then we can take the value, or otherwise we can assume a ks value of 1.5 for the rigid flexible flange coupling. Okay, so ks is service factor. If it is not given, we can assume as 1.5. So further, after calculating the mt, then we know that the tau 1, because it is made of mild steel, so tau 1 is equal to 16 mt divided by pi d cube. So from this we can calculate the diameter value. So after calculating the diameter by using the R20 series, we can standardize the diameter value. So this is like the rigid flange coupling. The next one is selection of coupling. So previously in the rigid flange coupling, we have calculated all the dimensions from the shaft diameter. But in the case of flexible flange coupling, we have to take the dimensions from the data book. And the dimensions for a bushpin type flexible flange coupling is there in data book page number 7.108. So in that table, we have to select the coupling based on kilowatt per 100 rpm. Okay, so this is the formula for calculating the kilowatt per 100 rpm. So it is P into Ks into 100 divided by N. So for example, if the power is 10 kilowatt for 720 rpm, then what will be the power for 100 rpm? So that we have to calculate. So for example, if our power for 100 rpm is 2.1 kilowatt, let us assume that 2.1 kilowatt, then here you can see that, so here is, this is the power column. So here the kilowatt is 0.4, 0.6, 0.8 and 2.5. So this 2.1 comes in between coupling 3 and 4. So if the power is 2.1 kilowatt, then we have to select the next standard coupling, that is coupling number 4. Okay, fine. So this is how we have to select the standard coupling. So the coupling number is 4, And for coupling number 4, the dimensions are B, C, E, G, H and D. I'll tell you what is these B, C, E and G. So we have to compare the two drawings. So this is the drawing what I have considered and this is the drawing given in the data book. Okay. So first one, the diameter of the hub, we will write it as D1. So you can see the image. Yeah. So the diameter of the hub here, it is specified as C. Okay. So in the table, you can take the value of C as diameter of the hub value. You can see the table. So for the coupling number 4, the C value is, yeah, here you can see that. The C value is 55. So C means it is the diameter of the hub. Then the diameter of the bolt circle is D2 and here you can see the image from the data book. The diameter of the bolt circle is given as D. So you can write D2 is equal to D and you can take the value from data book and you can write it. Then the outer diameter D3 is equal to, you can see the outer diameter, yeah. So here the outer diameter is specified as B. So this image is in the page number data book 7.104. You can refer that. So the outer diameter is given as B. Then the length of the hub. So the length of the hub L, you can see that, yeah. So here it is specified as E. So the length of the hub L is equal to E. And the length of the key is same as that of the length of the hub. So L is again, small is L is again E. The overall thickness. Okay, so the overall thickness of the flange, you can see that, yeah, it is given in G. So the overall thickness is equal to G. And the thickness of the flange coupling, flange TF is equal to, you can see that it is G minus H. So actually the thickness of the protected flange coupling flange is given as H. So the thickness of the protected flange is H. The overall thickness is G. So the thickness of the flange is G minus H. Okay, so you can take the value of G from the data book and H from the data book. You can substitute it and you can calculate the TF value. Then the diameter of the bush. So D bush is equal to, you can see that in data book it is, yeah, here you can see that it is DB. So DB is not diameter of the bolt. So DB diameter of the bolt in case of our calculations. Okay, but in the data book D bush is equal to DB and thickness between the two flanges is T. Okay, fine. So I have not made any corrections on that. Then the diameter of the bolt DB in the data book they have considered as F. Okay, so the reason why I am selecting the standard values from data book is we can use the same equations what we have used for the rigid flange coupling. Then the number of bolts is N and the dimensions of the key, that is W and T, we can take from the data book page number 5.16 and we know how to select the width and thickness of the key for a shaft diameter. So we have already solved a few problems on that. You may be clear with that. Then the third step is same for like your rigid coupling, that is checking the strength of coupling, and the formulas are also same. So first one is considering the hub as a hollow shaft. It's the same formula what we have used for the rigid coupling. And here if the calculated tau2 is less than the allowable tau2, then the design is safe. Then by considering the flange, then again the same equation. So here also we have to calculate the tau2 value, and if the calculated tau2 value is less than the allowable tau2, then the design is safe. Then the fourth step is keys. So here key equations are also same. So the procedure is again same. You can select the standard values from the data book, you can substitute the values, you can calculate the tau, and finally you can compare the calculated tau with the allowable tau value. Okay, so similarly for shear and for crushing, just use the same procedure. Okay, so step number 1, 2, 3 and 4 is common for both rigid and flexible coupling, but the step number 5 is going to vary since the bush is given. Okay, so as I told you earlier, because of the bush and few gap between the two flanges, the bolt is subjected to both shear and bending. Okay, so previously in the rigid coupling we have considered only the shear. So the equation is same for both rigid and flexible flange coupling in case of shear. So mt is equal to pi by 4 dB square into tau into d2 divided by 2 into n. So here don't substitute the value of tau since we have already calculated the value of dB. So we have already selected the value of dB from the data book. So you can substitute that. You can calculate the value of tau. Then for bending, the equation is sigma b is equal to mb divided by z, and this mb equation is very important and it is given in the page number 7.106. Okay, so this equation is very important, be clear about it. So here the equation is ft means it is torque, transverse force, so and it is given as ft is equal to 2mt divided by d2. mt is torque and d2 is we have already calculated. Then here t, g and f, all the data are we have already selected at the step number 2. So g is the gap, f is the bolt diameter, t is the thickness, n is the number of bolts. So you can substitute everything, okay. And finally you can calculate the value of mb. Then z is the section modulus, z is equal to pi dB cube divided by 32, okay. So you can calculate mb, z and you can substitute it and you can calculate the value of sigma b, okay. So just here remember that the bolt is subjected to both shear and bending, so we have to use the combined stress equation. So here I have used the maximum shear stress equation, that is tau 1, because the bolt is made of mild steel, so that is why I have considered tau 1. So remember that here you should not substitute the value of tau, you have to calculate the value of tau since we already calculated the dB value. So previously in the rigid flange coupling we don't know the value of the bolt diameter, so that is why we have substituted tau and we have calculated the dB value. But here from the data book we have already selected the value of dB, that is the diameter of the bolt, and so that we can calculate the tau value, sigma b value, and you can substitute the two stresses in this equation to find the combined shear stress, okay. So now if the calculated tau 1, that is combined shear stress, is less than the allowable tau 1, then the design is safe. So if the design is not safe, then you have to increase the diameter of the bolt, okay. So remember that the diameter of bolt step in the flexible flange coupling is very, very important, okay. Then the last step is checking the crushing stress of the bolt, okay. So this equation is also in the data book. So PB is the bearing pressure is equal to ft, we have already calculated in the previous step, d bush g minus 2 by 3 f into n. So if the calculated PB is less than the allowable PB, then the design is safe. If it is not less than the value, then you have to improve this diameter of the bush. So remember that in the step number 5 and 6, you have to be very careful because we are going to use some new equations for flexible coupling. And in this equation, you just take the G, F and N values from the step number 2 and don't confuse it with your rigid flange coupling, okay. Fine. So finally, after calculating all the dimensions, you can write the resulting dimensions along with the drawing. The drawing is very, very important. Okay. So we will move into a problem so that you will get a clearer idea. Design a flexible flange coupling of bushpin type to transmit 10 kilowatt at 720 rpm. The power and speed is given. Allowable shear stress for shaft, key and bolt may be taken as 50 megapascal. So allowable shear stress for bolt, shaft and key is taken as tau 1. And the crushing strength, so actually in most of the problems the data will not be given, but here the data is given, so you can directly take the values. The crushing stress for the key, sigma 1 is given as 110 megapascal. The permissible shear stress for the coupling should be, that is for hub, it should be limited to, that is tau 2 is equal to 18 megapascal. And the bearing pressure between the bush and the coupling, that is PB, is given as 2 megapascal. Okay. So here we have to design a flexible flange coupling of bushpin type. So we'll start from the given data. The power is given as 10 kilowatt, so it is 10 into 10 power 3 watt and N is 720 rpm. The material properties are given, you can write that. then we can move into the first step, that is calculation of shaft diameter. Okay, so here in the problem, the Ks value is not given, that is service factor is not given, so I have assumed a service factor of 1.5. So here you can substitute the value of P and N, then you can calculate the value of the torque Mt. So actually the torque will be in Newton meter, so convert it into Newton mm. So after calculating the torque, you can use the second equation, substitute the value of torque tau1, and you can calculate the diameter. Then standardize the diameter using R20 series. The D is equal to 28 mm. Okay. So the step number 2, selection of coupling dimensions. First we have to calculate the kilowatt per 100 rpm. So substitute the value of P and N. The kilowatt per 100 rpm is actually it will be in kilowatt, so it is 2.08 kilowatt. So actually you will get the value in watt, 2083 watt. Convert it into kilowatt, 2.08 kilowatt. Okay, so now coming to the table, for 2.08 kilowatt we have to select the bearing number 4, because for bearing 3 the load is 0.8 and for bearing 4 it is 2.5 kilowatt. So you just select the coupling number 4, and for coupling number 4 the diameter of hub D1 is equal to C, that is the C is 55 mm, and the bolt circle diameter D2 is equal to D. So the value of D, you can see that, yeah, here it is 90 mm. The outer diameter D3 is equal to B, and the B is 132. Then the length of the hub L is E, yeah, 40 mm. So if you memorize these relations, then directly you can take the values from the chart. Length of the key is same as the length of hub. The overall thickness is G. So G, where is G? Yeah, here you can see that it is 30 mm. Then thickness of the flange I have given G minus H. So G is 30 and H is the thickness of the protected flange, that is 15 mm. Okay, so you can write the protected flange and substitute the value of H here and calculate the thickness of the flange. Then the diameter of the bush, D bush is equal to DB, that is, yeah, here. So DB is equal to 25 mm, and thickness between two flanges T. So T, yeah, here you can see that the T is 4 mm. Okay, so T is 4 mm. Then the diameter of the bolt, so in the equation we will use DB, but in data book it is F, so it is 12 mm, and number of bolts N, yeah, here you can see that number of bolts N is equal to 4 mm. Okay, so this is how you have to select the dimensions from the data book. So after selecting the dimensions, select the key size. The shaft diameter is 28 mm. So for 28 mm, the key size is 8 and 7 mm. So W is 8, T is 7 mm. Now the third step is checking the strength of the coupling. So we have already solved the same kind of problem. So you know that Mt is the torque, substitute the value of Mt, D1, D, and calculate the tau2. So the calculated tau2 is 6.5 Newton per mm square and it is less than the allowable tau2. So the design is safe. The second one, considering the flange, write the equation, just substitute the values, calculate tau2. So the tau2 is 2.8 Newton per mm square and it is less than the allowable shear stress. So the design is safe. The fourth step is checking the strength of the keys. So first, considering shear, you just substitute all the values, then calculate the tau value. The calculated tau value is 44.4 Newton per mm square and it is less than the allowable shear value, that is 50 Newton per mm square. So the design is safe. Then considering crushing, substitute the value of length T and calculate sigma 1. Okay, so this calculated sigma 1 is 101.5 Newton per mm square, and in the problem this allowable sigma 1 value is given as 110 Newton per mm square. So the design is safe. Now the fifth step. Okay, so this is the important step for flexible flange coupling. So the first one is considering shear. Write the equation Mt, substitute the value of Mt, pi by 4 dB. Okay, so in the problem the dB value, that is diameter of bolt, is 12 mm. You can substitute that. Don't substitute the value of tau. then substitute D2 and substitute the number of bolt and calculate the value of tau. So tau is equal to 9.8 Newton per mm square. So this is considering only the shear stress. Next is considering the bending. And as we know that the sigma b is equal to mb by z, and the equation for mb from the page number 7.106 is mb is equal to ft t plus half g minus 2 by 3 f divided by n. And here ft is equal to 2mt divided by d2. This equation is also in the data book. So kindly refer the equations from data book so that you don't need to memorize the equations. So substitute the value of mt and d2 and calculate the force. So the force value is 4420 Newton. Then we can substitute everything in this equation. Force value T in the problem we have selected T is equal to 4 mm. Then G value, so G is 30 mm, that is the overall thickness. Then 2 by 3 F is 12 mm. Okay, so actually we have considered the F value as dB, so don't confuse that because we have selected the equation from the data book, so we have to use the same notations in the data book, both in table as well as in the equation. So that is why they have used F here. Okay, so F is 12 mm, then the number of bolt is 4. So MB is the maximum bending moment, that is 16,575 Newton mm. Then Z is section modulus, and that is equal to pi dB cube divided by 32. So it is pi 12 cube divided by 32. So don't confuse the dB value. So here dB is the diameter of the bolt. Okay, so only in this MB equation you have to use the notations from the data book. For the remaining equations you can use our notations. So substitute the value of dB and calculate Z. Okay, so after calculating MB and Z, you can substitute the two values in the sigma B equation and you can calculate the sigma B, that is 97.7 Newton per mm square. So this is the bending stress. Now the combined shear stress can be calculated by using half root of sigma B square plus 4 tau square. Sigma B we have calculated, tau we have calculated, so you can substitute that and you can calculate the value of tau 1. Okay, so here this tau 1 should be less than the allowable tau 1. Okay, so the calculated value is actually 49.8 and it is less than the allowable tau 1 value. Okay, so in case if the tau 1 value is greater than the allowable value, then you have to revise the diameter of the bolt. Remember that. The last one, crushing strength. Okay, so this equation is in the data book page number 7.106. So whenever you take equation from data book, you just write the page number in the right side. So Ft we have already calculated. D bush is the diameter of the bush. G, F and N you can substitute it and you can calculate the value of 2 Newton per mm square. So actually in the problem the allowable value is 2 Newton per mm square and the calculated value is also 2 Newton per mm square. And we know that if the calculated value is less than or equal to allowable value, so actually it is less than or equal to, the design is safe. So here the calculated value is 2 Newton per mm square and the allowable value is also 2 Newton per mm square. So the design is safe. Okay, so we have designed everything. So the last step is resulting dimensions. Just write all the dimensions that we have selected from the data book as well as what we have calculated. Okay, fine. Along with this drawing is very, very important. Okay, fine. So this is the tutorial problem. Design a flexible flange coupling of bushpin type to transmit 3 kilowatt, the power is 3 kilowatt at 960 rpm. Okay, so N is 960 rpm with a service factor of 1.5. So here the Ks value is given. The allowable shear stress for shaft, key and bolt may be taken as 50 megapascal and that is tau 1 is 50 megapascal and the crushing stress for the key is 100 megapascal, that is sigma 1 is 100 megapascal. The permissible shear stress for the coupling should be limited to 20 megapascal, that is tau 2 is 20 megapascal and the bearing pressure between the bush and the coupling should be limited to 2 megapascal, that is PB value is 2 megapascal. Okay, so using these data you have to design this flexible flange coupling. Okay, so you just write the design procedure first, then you can solve this problem by substituting all the values in the design procedure.